Hola muchachos, ¿qué tal? Buenos días. Aquí tienen el horario para hoy, miércoles el 5 de febrero. Vamos a empezar un nuevo capítulo hoy. Se llama La Familia, capítulo 3. So beginning a new chapter today, and here are the goals for this chapter. To talk about family members and their relationships to each other, to introduce family to a friend, and for you to introduce your family to us. Describing extended members of your family, how they're related to each other, and then to talk about your own daily routine, activities you do on a typical day, and stuff that you have to do. So to begin, actually for the very end of this chapter, you guys are going to create your own family tree, consisting of you and any siblings and cousins you may have, and then your parents, of course, and then your aunts and uncles, half siblings, half parents, step parents, if you will, and all the way up to your grandparents and even great grandparents. So this is all the key vocabulary that you'll be given in a vocabulary packet this chapter. These are the different family members in our family tree. Some descriptions of the relationship to each other, and then some typical professions as well. And so we're going to start off today with activity 3, using the key vocabulary. Match for activity 3, the description with the title or family relationship. Yeah? Match the letter of each phrase with the corresponding description. For example, number 1, mi hermano programa las computadoras. My brother programs computers. Es programador. He is a computer programmer. El o la programador, programadora. Número 2, los padres de mi esposo. Son los padres de mi esposo. They are the parents of my spouse. We would call those in-laws. And in-laws in Spanish are suegros. Suegros. Makes the hair on my back stand just saying that word. Los padres de mi esposo son mis suegros. Letter E for number 2. And we'll do one more together. Number 3, son los hijos. Hijo is son or daughter. Not on this list, huh? Could have sworn it was. Well, hijo or hija is son or daughter. Son los hijos de mis tíos, the children of my aunts and uncles. Well, those would be your cousins, right? The children of your aunt or uncle are your first cousins. And that would be, primos. Son mis primos. Letra H. So based on the description, choose the corresponding definition. And then, on the next page, Actividad 5, identify the missing word here describing the relationship between these people. And there may be more than one potential response. They could be professions, like number 6, 7, and 3, or they could be family relationships like the others. Number 1, la familia de Sara es grande. Héctor y Lupita son, they sure do look like they love each other, maybe novios? Novio, a ver. Novio no está. ¿Cómo no está novio? Allá está. Novio, novia is boyfriend, girlfriend. Or if they are husband and wife, that would be esposo or esposa. Esposo being husband and esposa being wife. One of those two for number 2. Héctor y Lupita son novios, or Héctor y Lupita son novias. Or excuse me, son esposos. So figure out the the missing word there for number 3, what is her job or profession? Number 4, what is their relationship? Reuben, and we don't know if Reuben is the father or the son. And from whatever perspective, Reuben being the young man or Reuben being the older gentleman. What is their relationship between the two then? The last activity before we do your homework is taking a look at this family tree. And in this family tree, identify the key pieces of information. You have 8 questions there to answer, utilizing the family tree to respond to each. And I would appreciate if you would do complete sentences. ¿Cómo se llama? What is the name? ¿Cómo se llama el primo de Graciela? What is Graciela's cousin's name? So Graciela and Ramon are siblings. These are their parents. You can see the direct relationship between the two. These are Graciela's uncle and aunt, tío y tía. And then they have one child. His name is Ernesto Lopez Vargas. And the way that we would answer that question, el primo de Graciela se llama Ernesto. Or if you want to do his full name, you could say, el primo de Graciela se llama Ernesto Lopez Vargas, his full name. This right here at the bottom says where they're from, right? De, and then a city name. So no need to include that information. Number 1 is just asking his name. El primo de Graciela se llama Ernesto Lopez Vargas. ¿Cómo se llama la hija de David y de Beatriz? What is the name of David and Beatrice's daughter? Hija. La hija de David y de Beatriz. They are at the top of the family tree. David y Beatriz had 2 children, Lupe Vargas de Lopez and Juan Vargas Pardo. Notice how in Spanish-speaking countries, the woman takes upon her father's last name first, and then the father, the paternal last name of their spouse. That's how you get Lupe Vargas de Lopez. And the answer is Lupe. Yes, to number 2. La hija de David y de Beatriz se llama Lupe. La hija de David y de Beatriz se llama Lupe, or se llama Lupe Vargas de Lopez. We're going to do one more together. Number 3, ¿de dónde es María Susana? Where is María Susana from? María Susana is right here, and it looks like she is from Guayaquil. So setting this up in a response, a full complete sentence, María Susana es de Guayaquil. So using the information from the family tree to articulate your responses to these questions. And then question number 7 is your homework for next week, or for next class rather. And you're going to respond in complete sentences to each of these about you. ¿Cuántas personas hay en tu familia? How many people are there in your family? I means there is or there are, and that's how you're going to begin your response. And then the answer is going to be how many people. Now, you can define family as your nuclear, we say nuclear family, or immediate family, being your parents, step-parents, siblings, step-siblings. really anybody that you define as family. Certainly you could expand to your extended family to encompass your aunts and uncles, cousins, and grandparents. So however you define family is however you would answer this question. If you want to keep it simple and go immediate family, from Graciela's perspective, she would say, Hay cuatro. Hay cuatro personas en mi familia. Hay cuatro personas en mi familia. There are 4 people in my family. That would be her example. Number 2, ¿cómo se llaman tus padres? ¿De dónde son? ¿Dónde trabajan? What are your parents' names? Where are they from? And where do they work? So very similar to how we did for our warm-up for today, identify what your parents' names are. And I'm just using Graciela as an example. Mi padre se llama Juan Vargas Pardo, or you could just use first name. It's up to you. Mi padre se llama Juan. Mi madre se llama María Susana. Mi padre se llama, mi madre se llama. Mi padre es de Quito. Mi madre es de Guayaquil. And then where they work, mi padre trabaja. Mi madre trabaja. And I think if you go back to page 108, you can talk about their professions if you want, or you can talk about a city where they work, or you can talk about a general location, hospital, casa, restaurante, biblioteca, supermercado, right? Or you could use a proper noun, a particular company name. That's cool too. Number 3, ¿cuántos hermanos tienes? How many siblings do you have? What are their names? And where do they study or work? Yo tengo is I have. Yo tengo, and if we're going to do Graciela's example, she would say, yo tengo un hermano. Yo tengo un hermano. Or yo tengo dos hermanos. Or yo tengo una hermana. Or yo tengo dos hermanas. Or if you have step siblings, you could talk about step siblings that you have. Un hermanastro or una hermanastra. Let's see. ¿Cómo se llaman? Mi hermano se llama Ramon, just like number 2, right? In terms of what their names are. Mi hermano se llama. Mi hermana se llama, and their name. And then just like number 2, indicate where they study or where they work. Mi hermano estudia en Cal. Mi hermana estudia en Los Meranos. Mi hermano trabaja en Costco. Mi hermano trabaja en Barnes & Noble. ¿Cuántos primos tienes? How many cousins do you have? Answer number 4, just like how you did number 3. Yo tengo un primo. Yo tengo 10 primos. Yo tengo 25 primos. Maybe you got a hella big family. ¿Cuáles son los apellidos de ellos? What are their last names? So they're going to probably have they could have the same last name. If they are the children of an uncle, that is the brother of your father, they could have the same last names. But if they are the children of your aunt, whether that's the aunt of your father or your mother, they could probably have different last names because your aunt probably married someone outside of the family. Number 5, ¿quién es tu pariente favorito? Who's your favorite relative? I would love to know why. The question doesn't ask why, but that would be cool if you included that. ¿Quién es tu pariente favorito? Mi pariente favorito es mi padre. Mi pariente favorito es mi madre. Mi pariente favorito es mi hermano. Mi pariente favorito es mi abuelo. Mi pariente favorito es mi tía. Mi pariente favorito es mi abuela. Mi pariente favorito es mi tío. Mi pariente favorito es mi primo. ¿Por qué? Porque nosotros hablamos mucho, porque nosotros jugamos videojuegos, porque nosotros, etcétera, etcétera, etcétera. And then finally, number 6, ¿tienes un mejor amigo, amiga? ¿Cómo se llama? Number 6, asking, do you have a best friend? And what is their name? So, first part of number 6 is a yes or no question. Sí, tengo un mejor amigo, or sí, tengo una mejor amiga. Se llama papá, papá. What is their name? Yeah? Those are the questions, preguntas personales. That is your homework, and you must have those completed written for next class because we will be doing speed dating with these questions. A lot of them are going to show up on your final exam at the end of the semester. So make sure to have those answered to the best of your ability. We'll polish them before we do speed dating and then practice them when we do.